It's showtime.
bsnbeer Media in association with STWF TV, the podcasting network. We present to you BS and Bourbon. And now here's Craig and Dale.
Is this still the beer run? Can I do my beer run intro, or you get the wrong? Well, welcome to the beer run, part of the BS and Beer family, the only Saints podcast and YouTube show with a 2-drink minimum and takes as bad as if Dale and I were at the combine right now. Normally we'd have a drop right there. It's cool. It's cool. We're doing this live. I am the California Cajun. This is Little Dice. How you doing, brother?
Craig, we're doing BS and Bourbon.
Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm the beer run guy, and you brought me on to a show that is usually reserved for someone more famous than I.
No. Your name's in the intro. You're on this show. You're good.
Well, that's the case. Then there's only one chance for me to do this, and what I'm going to do is, but how does it sound?
Yeah, I like it.
Right.
I like it. Hey, it's
right.
Still BS and Beer Media. You know, we're good with that.
Says the guy who's probably got watermelon juice and tequila over there.
Maybe. You never know what I got over here. That's right. Saints fans, we're taking over. That's right. Y'all know how it is. Everybody get in here. And we're going to talk some Saints here. So, yeah, man, this is it's been a good time. We got the combine going on right now. So, you know, we're watching some guys, the Underwear Olympics, if you want to call it that. You know, we got some guys out there running, and today we have DBs and linebackers running, man. So you got to check anything out on the NFL Network, Greg?
I mean, it's all nonsense. I don't care what your 40 time is. I care how you play football. Having said that, this is the most I've watched guys in underwear since we were hanging out at your place for that pickup football game. That was basically the same thing.
There we go.
The only problem with
it is our OnlyFans here.
My only problem with the combine is that other people think it's more important than I do. So guys like Dallas Turner, who had this awesome 40, and I wanted us to draft him, and now I don't know if he's going to be there at 14 anymore. So that's what I hate about the combine.
Nope.
The best players don't do shit anyway. You know, the Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison, they're not doing anything anyway. They're going to go top 3 anyway. Who cares?
There you go.
It's important for bottom roster guys, you know, but.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we've heard that before too, man. So, but yo, this is BS and Beer Media. You know how we got to get started, man. Craig, what you're drinking today, man?
Oh, see, I was all ready for a beer run, so I have a whole spiel about this stuff. This is from the 7th Tap. It is in Shreveport, Louisiana, which I know is East Texas, but we're going to count it today. And it's called the Cajun Kolsch. Kolsch. I'm from America. I don't know. It is a German-style Kolsch. It is brewed on Linwood Avenue in beautiful Shreveport, and it's got a crawfish on it, and it looks like a little box of Old Bay. And how can you not try that? I mean, you have to, right?
Right, exactly.
See that kind of a cannon? I mean, it's going in the cart. It's like magnetism. It just happens. And I'll tell you what, it is German style. It's Kolsch. It's not the kind of beer that I like, but it's pretty good for what it is. And I'm going to drink about 4 of them while we talk about this depressing offseason. So, cheers.
There we go, man. I like it, man. Okay. So, I am drinking some peanut butter bourbon whiskey by Sheepdog. It smells fantastic. I'm telling you.
I'm mad that
if they let you open these things up. Yeah.
Peanut butter whiskey. It's been around for ages. I discovered it like 3 years ago, and I'm pretty mad that it took me that long. Straight up.
Yeah. But look, I got this as part of a little drink combination I was concocting to do something with hot chocolate and stuff. But it's good. It's great though. So, but this is just a whiskey bourbon itself, and it's delightful, I must say.
Okay. See, as a former bartender, I've got my mixology going through my brain right now, and I'm thinking, okay. So you get a strawberry liqueur and a peanut butter whiskey, and you mix that together, and you you rim your glass with breadcrumbs, and you got a peanut butter and jelly martini. Like that. That's what I want to try now. That's the next thing that I'm going to do.
Not a bad idea.
I don't have any of that
Not a
stuff,
bad
and I'll have to
idea.
buy it all. But that sounds good, and I want to try it.
Yeah, I want to say there is a whiskey out there that's got it's peanut butter flavored, but they've got like a shot of raspberry or something like that in it to give you the peanut butter and jelly effect. So
See, that's cheating. I want to do it myself. I want to take credit for it. If someone already made it for me, I can't take credit for it.
You're that home building kind of guy, almost like Dave the Builder. Build the whole house.
Dave the Builder. No one knows who he is anymore. He hasn't been on a show in like 2 years. And he's not going to listen to this one, so we can say whatever we want about him. Hi, Dave.
Yep, Dave sucks. Everybody, let him know.
Get a prompt with his ad on Twitter, just everybody can go find it.
Yeah, there you go.
I know it's X. I call it Twitter. I don't care.
Yeah. Either one is fine with me. Look.
I'm in.
All right, man. Let's get into the news today.
What's going on, Facebook
our first
user?
Topic is Cam Jordan. He got restructured, and this frees up about $1.5 million in cap space,
or about one studio apartment in Los Angeles.
Yeah. When I saw this come across, I was like, "Oh no, we did it again. We touched his contract. I don't want to touch Cam's contract because he's a declining player right now, and I don't want to
more into it, right?
His contract."
And you looked into that they could have shaved another $10 million off of that, and they didn't.
I appreciate that.
They're taking a little bit of medicine. They're cutting it back a little bit, but they're taking some medicine this year. I think the cap's going up, and they're doing a lot of these restructures. A lot of people are thinking they're just going to keep kicking the can down the road like they always do, which I'm fine with because it works, and the stats show that it works, and I don't care. But it does look like they're working to clean it up a little bit. So you're going to have to find something else to talk about next offseason because we'll be in better shape than we were this year.
Yeah. Look, man, I do appreciate them not restructuring all the money they could possibly have done with him because, look, he did not play well last year.
Well, he was hurt all last year.
Regardless of what happened, he didn't produce. All I'm talking about is the results on the field. He didn't produce. And we're
that
in
year that Tom Brady broke his ankle and didn't
in.
produce the whole year. I'm glad that New England gave up on him right away too. Jackass.
We need a defensive end, a pass rusher, and now we have to go out there and get one some kind of way. And we still got our salary cap issues. Since I'm not going to call them problems. Issues. There you go.
They are challenges, and whenever I hear challenge, I like to hear opportunity.
Yeah,
what's that phrase? I don't like the word problem. I like the word opportunity. To which I replied, yes, but I have quite an aggressive drinking opportunity to attend to.
Yeah. All right.
What's up, the thing about it, man? It's we're gonna get it cleaned up a little bit, but this is stuff we have to do right now. So it's a little bit of the Cam Jordan stuff. It's only $1.5 million. It's going to add up. I don't know if that means that we can afford one of those Donnell Hunter type guys, but we're going to add somebody. So it's happening.
Oh boy, we can get the Donnell Hunter, man.
Man, that's a big fish though.
So yeah, $33 million salary cap increase. This does help the Saints a lot. That we had to do a lot less restructuring to get to cap compliance. But it does help the rest of the league too. But I would say it does cater to the argument Saints fans have. Salary cap doesn't matter because it's going to keep going up. And we can keep borrowing from years and years and years and years because it's never going to catch up with us.
Yeah, it's true. You can do it forever. But I want everyone to notice that little distinction where Dale said, "Oh, that's why Saints fan says he says himself separately from the Saints fans." You see that because he's a Falcons fan who wants us to lose all the time, and it's confirmed from that little Freudian slip right there.
You're terrible for that, Craig. You're terrible for that. I just don't agree that we need to keep doing our cap like this. But look, it is what it is. This is
The
the team that I
Commanders
root
have a
for.
ton of cap. Do you want to be the Commanders every year? When the last time they won anything?
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Kind of matters. You're saying you want to do
Well,
things like teams that aren't doing very well. The Panthers have a bunch of
I
cap
don't want to
space.
keep. I don't want to keep kicking the can. I don't want to keep doing that. There you go. See, kicking the can only works when you have a quarterback. This is from Will. He's a Patriot fan.
Okay, now technically we have a quarterback. He's just not all that great, but he exists. We have one. He's there. I'm actually a pretty big Derek Carr defender over here, and I will get into that a little bit later. But yeah, you're not wrong.
All right. Well, that brings us to our second topic here. The Clint Kubiak offense. All right. I know all of you non-Saints fans have never heard of Clint Kubiak, but you heard his dad. I know you heard his dad. Okay. And this offense is going to revolutionize offense in New Orleans.
No.
Yes, it will.
No.
Now, look, I was all for the offense now, Craig. I wanted the San Francisco offense now. You know that.
Well, I mean, it's not the Shanahan offense, it's the Kubiak offense. Like, he was a play caller before he was in San Francisco. So, I mean, he's going to bring some of that Minnesota stink with him. This sounds like I'm being negative. I'm not. But I think people are expecting this to be like this high-flying offense all of a sudden. Yeah. And that's not what this is. It's a running outside zone kind of offense. It's going to be a lot of running the football, a lot of run the ball and play action. This is what kind of Dennis Allen's wanted to have for a while anyway. But this is the kind of way to none of this matters, guys. If it works this year, cool. And we have Dennis Allen some more years. And if it doesn't work this year, then everyone's fired anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, buy into Dennis Allen, get off my back about it. No, the guys who are going to benefit from this most are the O-line and the running backs, right? I mean, that's what a running team does. I'm hoping that the change of scenery with the coaches affects some of these busts on the offensive line that we like to bang on about. But the thing about it, the Shanahan offense, it's running the ball first and then it's throwing the ball. And now everybody's expecting this, this return to form like we have Breeze again. We don't. It's not coming.
Okay. So you're expecting a more run-heavy offense.
Yeah, well, a more effective running game. We ran the ball a lot last year. We just weren't any good at it.
Okay. So
is Will the Patriots fan? Because I want to talk to him about his team before you go get him my mentions over here.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to him. You're expecting more effective run game, but not a more run-heavy offense, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, Derek Carr didn't throw the ball a ton last year anyway. I mean, if you look at the stats and everything like that, it's 25 touchdowns, 8 picks. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that exact stat line just carried over. But the offense was better because we ran the ball better.
Okay.
Those stats are fine if you're game managing. They're not fine if you're expecting him to move the ball and to be the offense,
Okay. But what do you think happens with Kamara?
Oh, I think he's in a good position right now. They said when they brought in the coaches, they brought in the new OC, he was in the meetings. He was there to discuss it. He was part of the process. Underhill and them reported that the other day, that he's bought in, he's in the building. And you got guys like Kendre Miller who, if he can stay on the field, are going to take some of the workload off him and let him be explosive again. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a really good year. He's at the same point in his career that McCaffrey was in the same offense that he was in last year. And you saw how McCaffrey was able to thrive in that same kind of offense. The Niners have a better O-line and, a lot of better position players than we do. But it's the same kind of system. And I could see it being a similar situation where he's able to break out a little bit.
So what's the other running back beside Kamara you were talking about?
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Bust alert. Bust alert.
Yep. He talked about Kendre Miller, so we had to we're bound by contract.
Can't be a bust in one season. It's nonsense.
Apologies to all my other Saints fans out there.
Cam Jordan had 1 sack as a rookie. Was he a bust?
No, he's still going strong, but he's Cam Jordan,
Oh my god.
you know.
Kendra Miller
okay.
played like one game healthy and he looked awesome in it. All right, just give me some games with Kendra Miller. That's what I want. And you know what?
He did look good in
Jamal Williams
that one healthy game.
You still have Jamal Williams, who was woefully out of position in the offense last year, and maybe with a better scheme can repeat a little bit of a success that he had in Detroit.
Well, hold on. We're talking about Jamal Williams, who just had how many touchdowns last year? One.
Bust alert. Bust alert.
Why are we talking about a guy with one touchdown, Craig? What are we doing? What are we doing right now?
Because he's going to have more than one touchdown this year if he's on the roster. That's why. Son of a gun. And he shouldn't have had that one either. Should have nailed the damn ball. I don't know.
That's true.
No, I don't think we should have nailed the ball, but I think we shouldn't have done it out of victory.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get this.
Will brings up. I liked you, Will.
A good point about Kamara. The system with Kamara could extend his career for sure. We've seen this with CMC. Now, this has been a comparison being made during, in fantasy circles. Kamara and CMC, we kind of, a few years ago, we kind of put them as 1A, 1B, that kind of thing.
I mean, they came out in the same year in the draft. They played as division rivals. They were against each other constantly. So, I mean, you couldn't avoid those kind of comparisons. And for the most part, Kamara was the better player until Sean Payton left.
Okay. So now they're going to be in the same system. Mm-hmm. We get to see what AK looks like in the system. And if truly he can replicate what CMC did out in San Francisco under the system, that would be great if we can get that.
I mean, a little bit of pumping the brakes a little bit. We don't have San Francisco's O-line. Just to be clear. So it's not going to be replicated, but it may be imitated.
I mean, the biggest thing on the O-line is what their left tackle. We don't have one, but they have a big deal. Well, I agree. But I mean, maybe the sum of the whole is better than just having that one anchor.
It's not right now. The sum of ours is not. But we've got Eric McCoy, who is good. Eric McCoy is a good center. I would say perhaps a great center. And then you've got Ruiz, who had one good year, and you've got Ramczyk, who's fallen apart physically, and you've got Pete, who is now a tackle who's not even on the roster right now because he's a free agent. And then you've got a bust at left tackle and hopefully a rookie last year who was hurt all season is going to play left guard for you. Like, it's just too many question marks. Don't ask me to defend the O-line right now because I want to, and I can't the way that it is. I need to see what the new coaches do with them.
Hey, well, hopefully the system will bring everybody up to par and things are going to look great. Like that's what I'm hoping for. So,
yep, that's what's going to happen.
It's a great system, bro. Like, look, Miami literally played a bunch of games without Teron Armstead because he misses a bunch of games.
Yeah, because that's all he does. That's his job. That's why he's not in New Orleans anymore.
But they're running that same system. Hey, and they put up a lot of yards on offense.
I'll say this.
Maybe we can produce
A-Chain, the guy from Florida, Atlantic, whatever it was. That dude and Kendra Miller are very similar in their skill sets, and I wouldn't be shocked if in similar systems that Kendra Miller has a big breakout too, if he plays.
There we go.
Because he has to play.
Getting me excited there, Craig.
I'm excited. I want to share this enthusiasm because I'm a Saints fan. I get fired up for this stuff, man. We can't lose for 4 months. This is the fun part. We are undefeated until at least September.
That's true. All right. Keith Williams is the new wide receiver coach in New Orleans. He came from Baltimore. And I know first when you look at it, you're thinking, oh, Baltimore receivers wasn't that good. But this is the same guy who works with Tyreek Hill in the offseason. And
and
this
Devontae
one
Adams.
of the best receivers. And Devontae Adams. Yeah, two of the best receivers in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So if these guys are working with this man in the offseason, imagine what he can do with the young guys. And so, how do you see our young receiving core improving? Like, mainly
So
who?
yeah, so
Who makes
look, I
that?
mean, Thomas is gone. Don't worry about Thomas. But Olave is young, Shaheed is young, and they're both
Yeah.
really good right now. And we're going into a more run-heavy offense, or at least a
Mhm.
more effective run offense. So I don't know that they're going to really break out in a big way. I think a lot of what I won't call it the Shanahan offense, whatever that offense is going to do, is going to open up a lot of run after the catch opportunities. And I think Shaheed can really excel in that because of his kick return ability. So if I had to pick one that's going to break out, I would probably pick Shaheed, actually, even though Olavi's a better player. Maybe there's more opportunities in
What
this
about
offense
A.T.
for him.
Perry? What about
Ooh.
A.T. Perry? Because we talk a lot in possession receiver has been the buzzword around Saints fans. This is what we're looking to get in the draft. But
Well,
I think
we're
we
looking
already
for
did that
possession, but
last
you're looking for
year.
possession and contested catches and
Right.
run after the catch, that kind of stuff. And he's got a big frame. He's a big guy, but he's real slight. So I think he might have to put on some pounds if he wants to be that guy. You don't see him get up and start flexing like some guys that we may be losing. It's
He doesn't, but I saw him make a few contested catches last year.
that's true. That's
Especially in
true.
the red
He
zone.
played very well in his opportunities. I don't take nothing from him. I'm very excited to see his development. But I don't think you can count on it. I think you need to still add more to that part.
Okay, so you would definitely double up on possession receiver
Yes.
as it's okay.
I would
He's
double
like
dip on
6'3", 205. That's according to our lad stats here.
yeah, anything under 225 is
Perry.
victim weight. All right. I want big boys. I want a tight end playing receiver.
I mean that sounds almost like we got one of them right on our roster in Juwan Johnson.
And you know
He's
what? I think
6'4",
there's a real chance. Look, tight ends in this offense are asked to block a lot. Juwan Johnson cannot block very well. So
Yeah,
there's a chance
that's
they're
concerned.
running Juwan Johnson as a receiver in the slot a lot for those opportunities. And Moreau has a much bigger role in this offense. I wouldn't be surprised if one guy on this offense suddenly has a much better season than last year. I would bet on Moreau because he fits the offense better.
Okay.
Well, Kamara.
Taysom Hill.
So.
What do we think about him as far as a tight end is concerned?
I want to believe he's not going to be a tight end. That they're going to have a more creative use for him. That's my belief that he was never ever a tight end. He was a power option quarterback who sometimes they lined up a tight end, and he can run routes and catch the ball, but he was never really a tight end. I never really felt that he belonged there. And I'm hoping that people smarter than me can find better uses for him than Carmichael did. That's my hope. So I don't even want to think of him in the tight end conversation, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. I'm looking at the depth chart here. I'm really hoping we end up getting another tight end. And I would like to see Taysom Hill go more toward the fullback position, and let's use him like Kyle Juszczyk, and
But
let's get him out the backfield.
Plus more because he can also run options and throw passes.
Of course. Yes, he can still do the Taysom stuff that he does now.
But if you have somebody
position on the field,
the creative stuff that they did with that fullback, but with the added in of the most versatile player in the NFL on offense, like that's awesome. And that could be something really there for people smarter than Pete Carmichael. I really hope that there's something there.
Yep.
That'd be awesome.
Yep. It would be really, really nice, man.
Now we're going to work out his contract a little bit because it's expensive right now. So I don't know if we spread some of that money around or not, but what a segue.
Exactly. Great segue there, Craig. You are a professional, I must say.
I do a podcast once a month and I'm great at them.
Yeah. So who stays and who goes? And we're really looking at, the rumors, because we're hearing Lattimore may be traded because they restructured his contract to allow for that to happen. But you also got guys like Taysom Hill. How do they handle him? Because his cap number is $15 million this season. He's got 2 voided years after this year. So how do the Saints handle him? I mean, you got a $15 million hit right now, and then you got 2 void years coming, which is going to lead to dead money. will Saints extend him to hold on to him, make the cap hit a little bit less, get rid of those void years, that kind of thing? What do you expect to see?
So it really comes down to Kubiak and the offense, and if they really have a vision for what they want to use him for. Because if they have a plan and be like, hey, this guy's awesome, we're going to make a weapon out of this dude. If they have a plan for him, I think you extend him. I think there's no question. It'll spread the money around. You can play with the numbers however you want to do, and you keep him in the building. If they don't have a plan for him, I think you ask him to take a pay cut, and you take your medicine when he walks next year.
Okay.
I think those kind of the only two options. Is you can't pay him 15 for what he's doing for you right now. So either his role expands that he's worth the money and you extend him, or it doesn't and you don't.
Yeah, I'm looking at the post June 1st cut for Taysom Hill. It'll just be a $5 million cap hit there. So
I just couldn't see cutting him
room.
With how valuable he's been to the team recently. It seems wild that you're going to feel so much better about your offense that you can just cut a guy like that.
Well, it's not for that. It's because of money, really. I mean, we this whole quarterback thing screwed him up as far as contract is concerned.
Yeah.
That screwed everything up. And I mean, he really should, be getting less money. But once you owe somebody money and it's already on the books, they have less reason to renegotiate and come down off that number because they've got the upper hand. So maybe something like adding years of security for a player. I mean, maybe that can get him to renegotiate the deal. And
I think that's the most likely, is that he gets extended and that money gets spread out. I don't think he gets cut. I don't think there's any way he gets cut. I think if we ask him to take a pay cut and not extend him, I think at that situation he declines. He says, "No, screw you guys, give me my money." I think with him, he might get traded for a 7th round pick, a la CJ Gardner-Johnson or whatnot. But I don't think there's any scenario where you just let a guy like that walk out the door, or he's in Denver a week later.
Probably so. You're probably right about that. I mean, look, he's gonna take anybody we cut. That's how he works.
Didn't he have Callaway for a while last year too?
Yeah, he had Callaway. Hell, I want to say he had Kirkwood for a minute, and let him go.
I'll have you know, I was in the building for Kirkwood's only touchdown last season, and it was glorious. Good game to go to.
Yeah. So, of the wide receivers, do you think Kirkwood can take a step? Or okay,
I like Kirkwood. I like what he offers, especially for the offense that we're in. It's going to be a lot of run. You don't want to have receivers that can block, but I think between his age and his ceiling, I wouldn't expect to see him around. Like the guy, I appreciate what he's done for the team. I don't expect to see him back.
Oh, all right. I just came up with this question just now, looking at the depth chart here, Craig. Now, last year we signed Trey Turner, former LSU Tiger Trey Turner.
Yes.
And he got injured really, really early in camp. Mm-hmm. So, do you think the Saints would re-sign Trey Turner?
I would very much like that. I don't know that it's going to happen. He's coming off that injury. There might be a market for him. There might not. I would very much like to re-sign him. I'm a big fan of his, and I think that interior O-line depth is a huge need for this team. No one wants to talk about it, but I think the depth of the interior O-line is big. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen. I'd like to, personally.
I'd say depth on the O-line, period, is big because
there's kind of
question marks. That'd be question marks. Yeah.
True. You have flexibility with tackle, even though everyone's a question mark. But I feel like there's not even a lot of like who's Ruiz backup? Salvaderi. But you're kind of hoping he starts at left guard. So now who's his backup? Max Garcia, I guess.
Didn't it be Hurst at that point, right?
I don't want Hurst on the team, so hopefully not.
I mean, look, if I think if we putting Hurst to the bench for somebody else, I mean, I think it's an upgrade.
I don't want Hurst on the bench.
I think
I want Hurst in the stands watching the game with me because I've seen enough.
I think he's fine coming off the bench. I think the problem is putting him in as a starter. That's the problem. And we've done way too
in
much
a perfect world, whoever's on your bench doesn't matter. So yeah, sure, fine. Make him the backup. He's a good backup because he can play every spot. He can't play any of them very well, but he can play all of them.
Yeah, and that's what you're asking for in a backup in the NFL. Like
your sixth man needs to be versatile, even if he sucks.
Yep. There you go. Look, ain't a lot of nimble 300-footers out there that can that got power and has speed. So
I'm right here, buddy. I'm right here.
So yep. All right. Well, that's all I've got for today, Craig. You got anything else, man?
That's like I thought we were gonna go through the Lattimore trade and Michael Thomas and players leaving and going. We're not doing none of that today.
I'm sorry. I thought we did talk about that. My bad.
You were talking about Lattimore?
Okay, well,
I drink a lot, guys, so sometimes I miss these segments.
All right. So do you expect Lattimore to get traded?
I do, because I don't want him to be traded. But I think the lack of draft picks this year is going to push their hand a little bit. Mm-hmm. You pick first and second round, and you'll only get the second because of a trade. And then you don't have anything else until maybe the fourth and fifth, probably the fifth. Like, that's for an aging team that has a lot of holes. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you can stand pat with that. I mean, you're either trading next year's assets to move up into, round 3, or you're trading players to move up to those rounds. And from what we're hearing, that it might just be he doesn't want to be here anymore, that he's taken his time coming back from injuries and hasn't really pushed to get back on the field. If that's all true, then get them the fuck out of here. Get guys who want to be on this team and on the field. I hope that's not the case, because he's great and I want him to play for the Saints. But if you don't want to be here, don't be here.
Yeah, I get Michael Thomas vibes from Lattimore, and I mean, as it turns out, we held on to Mike Thomas too long because you see all the stuff he tweeted about Carr and everything like that. Like, I don't think we need that on the team, man. So
yeah, I mean, I'm anyone who listens to the show before will know I'm a huge Mike Thomas fan. He was my favorite current player on the Saints for years, despite not playing O-line. Yeah. And I think that's over with. I think taking shots at your quarterback while you're injured on the couch is not a good look. And I love Michael Thomas. I got an autographed jersey in my closet right now for Michael Thomas, and it sucks, but I think he needs to go play for the Chiefs. And then those 6 games he plays for the Chiefs are going to be really fun.
There it is. But yeah, I'm in agreement with you. Get him out of here. And anybody else who may feel that way, man, because look, you can't have that in the locker room, bro. You got to get that.
Even if you agree with those guys, even if you agree with Jameis Winston telling Dennis Allen to pound sand, even if you agree with Michael Thomas saying that Derek Carr's booty, even if you agree with Marshawn Lattimore also saying that Dennis Allen's booty, it's fine. That's fine, but you can't have it on the team. You can like those players when they go play in Philadelphia or whatever, because the team itself has to stay together or we got no chance. So even if it's behind a Dennis Allen head coach, you still got to be in line with the head coach.
Jameis Winston gone, in your opinion?
Oh, for sure. The only way he comes back is if there's just no market for him. There's a ton of quarterbacks available right now.
But there won't be a market for him.
I love Jameis Winston. I think he's so fun. I think he is just such a positive person. I want to hug him. He's always smiling. He's always positive. But you can't openly mutiny your head coach on the field and then come back the next year. You're gone. Dumb. Just dumb. You can't. And if Dennis Allen brings him back, then it says more about Dennis Allen than anybody else. Hey, this guy blew you off and made you look like an asshole on national television. But you're a bitch, so you're gonna bring him back anyway. Golly, Dennis Allen cannot let him come back on this team. The optics on that are ridiculous.
Oh man. So I don't believe there will be a market for Winston, bro, because if there was not any last time at all.
Well, there's a lot of people talking about Sam Darnold right now. because Darnold was in that
yeah,
same offense and everything.
because right. That's the reason why. Because he's familiar
Yeah,
with that
I would be
offense.
fine with that. I think he'd probably want to stay in San Francisco, but
Mhm.
you know that I'd be fine with that. I mean, it's hopefully your backup doesn't matter because hopefully your starter plays healthy. Derek Carr stays healthy this year. We're playoff team. That's I would bet any kind of money that no one could ever collect on because that's a hypothetical. But I guarantee it, man. If Derek Carr didn't get hurt in Green Bay and then play hurt for a few weeks that looked like shit afterwards, is a much better team.
Well, the one thing I know about this offense is they preach getting rid of the ball quickly. It's a lot of predefined reads.
Like a 3-step drop.
Yes. And hell, 1-step drops. Like as soon as the quarterback get the ball, the thing coming out. Like I'm telling you, it's like really defined reads and stuff. You hear this from a lot of coaches. It's really player friendly, easy to teach, that kind of thing. And this is probably how you saw Brock Purdy pick things up and look pretty good in his offense because he's running offense. He's not painting outside the lines, put it that way.
I mean, you saw how Jimmy Garoppolo went from being a big deal to now he's a free agent again because he was in that offense and it's very quarterback friendly.
There you go.
Here's a stat that I heard from Nick Underhill, who I quote a lot on this show, even though I kind of despise him. On 3-step drops in his career, Derek Carr has a better completion percentage on 3-step drops only than Drew Brees.
Yeah. Get the ball out, bro.
I'm just saying, if he happens to be good at that, and this offense is going to do a crap ton of it, that could be good. I'm just saying, don't look at me, look at Dale, all right, wherever direction he is.
Look, you know me, Craig. I am all about the quarterback getting the ball out, so the linemen don't have to block that long crap out.
I played in offenses like that, and it is glorious. You know that kick step. It's more of a punch. You get to hit a little bit. You know, you don't have to worry about making sure your feet are set and you got the lane behind you because you can go hit somebody because the ball's coming out. It's glorious. I love it. I miss it. Makes me want to play football again, guys. Oh man,
there you go. That was definitely a problem with Derek Carr last year, holding the damn ball too long.
Yeah, the ball too long.
Offense, we should not have that excuse, bro.
He didn't hold it like Teddy Bridgewater, but man, he held it.
Yeah, he held that sucker. So, all right, now I am definitely out of things to talk about, Craig. Do you have anything else?
No one asked me. For the record, Michael Thomas definitely gone, 100%.
Yeah,
and that sucks, but he has to at this point.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well, this
put him in the hall. That's hilarious.
This guy. Well, I don't have if you don't have anything, I don't have my beer run outro because this ain't the beer run. So I'm going to say thank you to the BS and Beer Network for allowing us. Thank you for Sports Talk with Friends and all everybody. Shout out to our other shows on the network like Frenemies, like the Beer Run because that's the best show on this network.
Yeah, I like that show.
Maybe one day you'll let me do it again. And for our outro. Thanks,
there we
guys.
go.
Cheers.
There we go. All right. We'll see y'all later next time.
Remember to follow us on social media at bsnbeer Media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.